People in Newtown today, they need the Lord. I witnessed to 3 people this week in just one day, went out for some groceries, and there was a couple girls at one store and a guy at the other store. And my grandson, Rockwell's been my witnessing tool lately. I've been using him in the mall. I just bring him up to people and say, he wants to know if you love Jesus. And people are like, huh? It works great. You know, you can get creative with this kind of thing. You know, this sounds like the same sermon, but you can get creative with this. Trust me. And when you got a baby in your hand, there's something about the people's response. It gets positive instead of negative. They're like, even if they don't want to hear it, they can't really say anything with a baby in their face. Especially a baby like him, he's got like that. So I witnessed to one lady in the mall and with him like that. And then I bought something and paid for it. And when I came out, I saw she was folding some clothes on her rack. So I went up behind her just quickly on the way out. And I said, he says goodbye. And she goes, ah! I scared her. So I don't know if that little witnessing encounter went right, but pray that God sends other laborers better than me. But just a couple days ago, I was, I don't know how you are, but I look for the opportunity. If I see the little bit of an opportunity, I look to find a way to get in there. I don't always do it. I'm not always faithful, but I tell you some of the stories that happen when I am. And so I'm checking out at this checkout line, and this girl, she's checking me out. And she's very nice. She's like a high school kid probably. And then at the end, I think I had Rachel with me, I think. And at the end I said, do you know that Jesus loves you or something like that? I just always throw out Jesus and just see how they respond to that. And she's like, I said, have you ever given your life to Jesus? You should do this sometime if you've never done this, guys, witnessing. Just ask somebody straight up, have you ever given your life to Jesus? And then brace yourself. Hold your ground, but brace yourself. So I said, have you ever given your life to Jesus? And she looked at me, she looked down, and she looked back at me, and her eyes told the story that she had given her life to Jesus. She was excited. It was like nobody ever talks to me like that as the checkout line here. And she's looking at me, and she goes, I just did it. And I go, man, that is awesome. I go, really? That's awesome. I said, where do you go to church? And she goes, I go to some Catholic church somewhere. And I go, well, that's great, wonderful, And we're not going to have doctrinal discussion about, denominations at this point. We're witnessing. And so she's all happy and everything, so I start to move on, and before I can, she says, but do you have another church? Because I need another one. I said, as a matter of fact, I do. Here's my wallet, and here's the card. I don't know if she made it today. I don't see her anywhere, but we'll go back and work on her a little bit further. And she passed me off, to the baggage lady that was there, the baggage girl. She was bagging the groceries. I said, how about you? Have you given your life to Jesus? And she's like, no. And I said, well, Jesus is coming back very soon, don't you? And she said, he is? Seriously, tell me, are you serious? He is? She wanted to know. People are so open here. I'm telling you, the young people are so open. Not just after the shooting, just in general. The older people I find a little bit harder, but the young people here hardly ever give me a negative response. Sometimes it has to do with how we present it, you know what I mean? But there's something in us of the fullness of God already. There's something of the grace of God, it's in us. And if we'll just kind of step out and give it to people, you'll be amazed at how it grows and how it works. So I went out of that checkout line, and then both of them were thinking about it, had the card, and were reading the sinner's prayer. Then I went down to the next store, and the next guy asked him if he knew. I said, do you know Jesus is looking for you? He goes, I'm hiding. I said, well, don't hide forever, man. He was trying to get out of the conversation. I don't know why I'm saying this, but man, maybe this week we just need to go out and be ready to love people and to talk to people. Don't not talk to people. When people are going through grief and trauma, don't not talk to them. Love them and encourage them and talk to them.